Hey everybody, it's Phineas. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, today I'm gonna read off an article from MSN. I will link it in the description if you guys want to read it. It is 11 things people have stopped buying and how they're coping with it. How they're getting by. Okay. And I have a list here. 11 things. I have a number 12 thing that I just won't buy anymore unless I can get a deal. A lot of stuff you can wait to get a deal on. So, if not, I don't buy a lot of this stuff. Alright, number 1, bread. Now see, I buy bread from Aldi, and it's pretty decent bread. I like it. And it's $1.25. I actually went last week to Aldi, and it's now $1.35. Went up a dime. But I know some brands are super expensive. Some brands are $4 or $5. If all bread starts hitting at the $4 or $5 range, I'll just stop buying bread. But right now, it's still okay. I pay $1.35. I keep 5 or 10 loaves on hand because it's Aldi's the next town over, and I just freeze it. I'm okay with $1.35, but if it gets too crazy, I'll just be out. I'm not gonna buy it. All right, so here's what they say about, and they talk to people, and they're talking to people. So they talk to a person named Cindy and James. They started baking bread at home instead of buying off the shelf. Shoppers like Lynn are reaching for generic brands instead of brand names, which my sister has to have a certain name brand bread, and it's like $4 a loaf. See, I'm not doing that. I'll do $1.35. I'm not going to bake my own bread. That's too much work. I'll do without bread. It's not that important. But, okay, let's go number 2. Number 2, surprise, surprise, eggs. You know, and people are talking that eggs are starting to come down in price. I haven't seen that in my area yet. You guys let me know if they're starting to come down. Maybe I'll see it soon. I actually just got 2 dozen eggs. A friend of mine's sister lives next door to a lady who sells eggs, so I got 2 dozen for $6, $3 each, and I still got them. And they were good. They're good eggs. But yeah, I'm priced out of eggs. If eggs are $4 or $5 a dozen, I'm out. I like eggs. I don't eat them enough to care. I prefer they were 99 cents like they were a couple years ago, but I'll do without eggs. All right, here's some quotes from people from the article, MSN article. Juanita says, powdered eggs work well in most cakes and muffins. Also, I have that video that Ted egg substitutions you can do. Stuff you might have at home. I'll put it down if you guys are interested. Let's see. Eggs have fallen off my list for obvious inflation. Walter tells MSN. Nice to realize I can detox myself from the programming I've received over the years by the egg marketing industry. Lots of other ways to get my protein, which is true. And it's reported that egg corporations are having record profits. So what happens is let's take eggs for example. There's legitimate reasons why, if everything's truthful, which who knows anymore, of why egg prices are gone up and egg shortages and egg limits. It's because, the bird flu, the price of feed, price of electricity. Okay, there's a legitimate reason. So maybe the egg people say, we don't have a choice. We got to charge $3.50 a dozen because all these legitimate factors. Well, then they get greedy. Well, if we're asking $3.50, let's just ask $5.50. Inflation's everywhere. Everything's gone up. Let's just ask $5.50. It'll be fine. And they get record-breaking profits. It's all, everything's corrupt. You know that. All right, number 3 on the list. Cars. Cars have gotten insane. Okay, my sister just bought a new car. Her new car is the same price as my house that I bought 20 years ago. I bought a house for $65,000, and it wasn't a horrible house. Nowadays, $65,000, I don't know what you can get. You can't even get a tiny home for that. Tiny homes are actually expensive. But cars have gotten insane. I lived my whole life, pretty much, way back, I think I might have had a car payment. I can't do car payments. They drive me nuts. They're expensive. Now they're just insane. I just won't do it. And more people are opting to keep their cars they have and just maintain them better and take care of them and maybe get them fixed up a little bit, and instead of buying a new car, because who can afford a car payment? Car payments way back in the day were $200, $250. Now they're $800, $1,200. That's just car payment. Then you got rent and everything else on top of that. Yeah, people are not buying cars anymore. Let's see if we can get a quote from somebody. Let's see. Angela V, she's relying on public transportation and going without a car. If you can get rid of a car, it's a big savings. I have to have a car, Even if I was fully retired and I was at home and I can get my groceries delivered to me, I still want a car. Last week or 2 weeks ago, my car was in the shop. I didn't have a car for a day, and that drove me nuts. I just want to know I have a car. Let's see what else people are saying. Even some Money Talks news readers who still have access to a car are cutting back on gas. Brenda and Melanie are staying home more often. Now, that's happened too, and I'm doing that too more often. Besides, I love being at home, so it doesn't not bother me to be at home. But yeah, I'll lump up my errands into one route instead of like going out. And the other day, I wanted to run back to the store. It was like after I was done for the day, I decided not to. I'm like, yeah, I can do without it. I'll be fine. I want to waste the extra trip. All right, let's go to number 4. Let me see here. 4. Drinks. And this is the single serve drinks. And I'm going to show you guys prices of single serve drinks. I think it's at a Walgreens. It's crazy. People need to stop buying these single serving drinks. The prices are crazy. Andrew T, he's given up. He says, I'm living without Red Bull now. Red Bull's, I think, is in the video I'm about to show you. Patrick C stopped buying beer and is drinking soda and milk instead. I don't know, soda's pretty high too. Nikki, she stopped buying coffee and is opting for a store brand instead. She's going generic. Sean stopped buying stocked iced coffee and is opting for free coffee provided at work. Hey, that's a good idea. It might not taste as good. David stopped buying Coke and Pepsi products and instead is buying Sam's Cola at Walmart. That's what I do. I cut way back on I drink diet soda. Matter of fact, this month of April, one of my goals was drink water 15 out of the 30 days. And so far so good. And so I do buy diet soda if I want a rum and Coke or some vodka and a Coke on a weekend or something, you know. But yeah, I'm even cutting back on the diet soda. You can get Sam's diet soda for $1 or $2 liter, which is not bad. It used to be 72 cents, now it's $1. But the Coke products are $2.79, $3.49, and you can get generic Coke, the generic Diet Coke for $1. So yeah, so David stopped buying Coke and Pepsi altogether, which I think that's smart. Name brands are crazy. GP gave up soft drinks altogether and drinks water or makes iced tea instead. I'm trying to drink more water, and I buy very little diet soda, but I drink, and I'm drinking more of the powder drinks, the Crystal Light type things, but Walmart brand. All right, so let me show you this video I took at Walgreens of the prices of the single serve drinks. I don't see how anybody would this. I could not buy this. This would drive me nuts. $2.99 for one drink. Let's go over to the next aisle. For one 28-ounce Gatorade. One Powerade. Now these were 32-ounce. Not too long ago, they're now 28-ounce. How about a little tiny orange juice? All right, you see those prices? I mean, $3 for like one of these. I'll tell you about this in a minute. I did not pay $3 for this. Number 5 on the list from an MSN article about 11 things people are just giving up buying, and what they're doing instead. Sweets. This is a hard one for me. I freaking love my sweets. Okay, so here we go. Readers like Kim and Rebecca have stopped buying ready-made treats like cookies. They're just making them at home. As a single older person, I had to be careful what I purchased due to not having enough money for rent and utilities. Food is on the back burner. I try to get my items that are cheaper and within budget, cutting out most sweets. Yeah. Readers like Sharon gave up pies entirely. I haven't had a good pie in a while. I need a good pie. All right. Others may not have budgets as tight, but they still won't let rising costs eat into their hard-earned money. That's the thing. A lot of stuff people can still afford. I mean, I can afford Diet Coke, real Diet Coke and Pepsi products. I just don't want to. That's just a waste of money to me. Jan tells Money Talks News, I can afford anything they sell, but refuse to pay exorbitant prices because I'm furious. I can do without. I'm a big gardener, canner, grower of herbs. I'm not a foodie. That helps. I'm actually eating and feeling a lot better. So see, that's like I was saying. A lot of people can still afford some of this stuff, but when's enough? When's the price enough? No, if it gets too high, I'm just gonna bail out. I went for years without eating any ground beef. Like the price was too high, and I'm just out. I'll eat something else instead. And now I actually have a lot of ground beef in my freezers, but I only want to find good deals. Like ground beef in our area right now is last I looked was $5.19 for a pound of ground beef. See, I'm not gonna pay that. I'll just eat something else. That's just too expensive. But I find deals and I'll stock up on the deals, which everybody should do. All right, so number. Oh, sweets. Okay, we're talking about candy bars and stuff. I'm gonna show you this video about the price of single candy bars. Wait till you see some of these prices. That is $3. That is $2. A small bag of M&M's is $1.99. That's crazy. I wonder why people stop buying candy bars. Look at that. Wow. I mean, we're talking $3 for a candy bar. And yeah, they say king size, but still. No, there's no way. And I love candy bars. I have a whole drawer full of the miniature candy bars that I got like after Halloween and after Valentine's and all that. I love candy bars. I would never go for a single serving candy bar for $3. That's just, I'll do without before I do that. That's crazy. Number 6, clothing and shoes. Let's go number 6. Now for me, I can go, I would think, next 5 years without buying one thing of clothing. I'm not a big clothing guy. See this collar shirt? I literally bought this kind of recently, maybe within the next month or so, within the last month or so, just for the YouTube video. So I look somewhat, somewhat presentable. But I have black shirts and black shorts, and that's all I want. I'm an old guy. I don't really care what I look like. Now I don't want holes. I don't. If something gets a hole in it, it's got to go. But I'm not gonna buy any clothes, any shoes. I have a couple pair of shoes. I have a Nike pair of shoes that I've had over 5 years, and then I have these. I don't know if they're fancy anymore. Oh, what do you call those? Uggs. I think they're fancy. Maybe they're outdated. But I had those maybe 6-7 years, and I barely wear those because that's too. We're gonna wear those at. I mostly just wear flip flops, black t-shirts, and black shorts. That's all I wear. And I don't foresee me buying any clothes. If I go, because I yard sale a lot. If I stop by a yard sale and there's a name brand black Nike t-shirt for $1 my size, I'd buy it. But I'm not gonna. Because it's $1, but I'm not going to go out looking for any clothes. Hopefully I don't need clothes for a long time. And shoes. I'm not going to buy any shoes for a long time. Let's see what they say. Let's see what Crystal M. She's making swaps when it's time to buy new items, like opting for Wranglers instead of Levi's. And Colin B. goes to the thrift store when in need of a new suit. Yeah, I think that's smart. Goodwill. People are starting to hate on Goodwill because the prices are getting crazy, which I agree. But you can still find deals on clothes at Goodwill and at garage sales. You actually can. But yeah, people are bailing out on the name brands, and she's going for Wranglers instead of Levi's. All right, let's go to number 7. Oh yeah, we just talked about this. Red meat. I went years without having any ground beef, and then I started getting thrifty and frugal, and I started finding the deals. I like to have ground beef in my freezers, but after eggs, red meat is the second most common purchase that Money Talks readers are now living without. I can see that. And I can do without both if I have to. No eggs or red meat. I just do without. Some readers swapped out red meat for poultry, pork, or fish. Others were accustomed to steaks and certain cuts of beef. Now, see, I'm not a steak guy. I know people love steak. And anytime I do have steak, I try it. I always like it, but I never buy it. I don't get into it that much. I even today I was at the store and they had some discounted steaks and for good prices. I don't know enough about steaks. I don't like it enough, so I didn't buy any. But they were on discount, and I still didn't buy them though. Beef has become absolutely not affordable for particular shoppers, says Betty L., who no longer buys beef patties. Readers like Karen D. get by with less meat, but not without a struggle. That's another thing you can do too. Okay, say you're making hamburger helper. It takes a pound of ground beef. Make the hamburger helper and just use half a pound, and you have another half pound for the next hamburger helper. And I added more noodles to my hamburger helper too, to make the meal a little bit bigger and shredded cheese and stuff. All right, our eating habits have drastically changed. What once was a weekly grocery bill of $150 has gone to $250 with less items. Yep. Can't do that on salary with less than $50K a year, and we don't qualify for any assistance, Karen says. Hard to adjust to less meat with a family of 6. Making less healthy foods than what I like to make. The meals feed everyone. More casseroles, pasta, rice, bean dishes. Man, I've been on a casserole kick lately. Man, they're so good. We had sloppy Joe casserole and sausage, biscuits, gravy, hash brown casserole. Man, they're so good. A swap with some beef is vegan and plant-based protein. I guess like Impossible Burgers and all that stuff. I'm eating more plant-based meals and tofu for protein. I still think that stuff's expensive, but I could be wrong. I don't buy that stuff. And if meat is included, it's much smaller amount than before. Yeah, you know how you can get the big tubes? It's usually 10 pounds, and you can cut it in 10 1-pound sections and freeze it. But whenever I get those, I haven't got one of those in a while. But when I get those, I cut it into 12 sections instead of 1 pounds. I cut it in 12 sections to make it to stretch it even longer. So meat. All right, number 8. Number 8 is restaurant food, which is crazy because I still see restaurants slam full. They could be buying less, and they could be buying the cheaper items, and maybe not getting a drink and things like that. But yeah, readers like Terry T have stopped dining out altogether. That's what I pretty much have done. Terry makes all meals at home and packs a cooler when traveling to avoid having to stop to buy food. Gloria no longer goes out to eat for dinner. Yeah, I pretty much stopped it. Jerry will go out to eat only when special discounts are available, like going to KFC on Tuesdays when a bucket of wings costs $10. Yeah, that's probably what a lot of people are doing when there's special deals and coupons or whatever. Then, because once in a while I'll get a coupon to a Whataburger. I haven't in a while, but it makes a $19 meal or $18 meal $6. I would do that. I haven't done it in a while. I haven't got a coupon in a while, but I've done that. Let me show you this. I was at Whataburger today. I was doing delivery. Let me show you the price of this. This is like a burger for a family, a burger family meal. Well, I'll show you. I'll put it right in right here. I mean, $50 and $80. I'd rather take $50 and go to Walmart, take $80 and go to Aldi than one meal of Whataburger. That's just a lot of money. All right, number 9. Where are we at here? Fresh produce. I'm good on this one. I don't buy veggies. I don't know. I don't like veggies, but okay. But I'll give you an example of what I passed on. Okay, the sloppy Joe casserole I made, right? Recipes, you don't have to follow to a T. When you're baking, you got to be more precise. But recipes, so the sloppy Joe, Casserole, I had everything on hand, luckily. I just happened to have, except they wanted green peppers. I'm like, no, because I went and checked. And I doubled the recipe, so I had leftovers. So it would take 2 green peppers. I saw the price of green peppers, and I just skipped the green peppers. And I couldn't tell them, still tastes good. And it called for some sugar. I didn't do that because of price. I didn't do that because it wasn't necessary. They said put a pinch of sugar. No, probably wouldn't. I don't know if that would change the taste of it. Fresh produce. Mark simply refuses to pay outlandish prices for fresh blueberries. Remember, for a while, watermelons were crazy price for a while. They might still be. Others like Vicky and Joe are buying frozen product instead of fresh. Sometimes I get in a smoothie kick, and I'll do frozen strawberries or frozen. I got frozen blueberries in there too. Cindy is now growing a garden. That's what I'm going to do this year. I got a feeling my garden's not going to be great this year. I'm trying though, and the money I spent in this garden so far, I could eat fresh veggies out of Walmart for 2 years. Starting a garden is crazy expensive, especially getting nothing out of it. I just went to Lowe's 2 days ago, and I bought a couple starter plants. I'm trying to do most from seeds because it's cheaper, but I bought a couple starter plants. I bought 5 packs of seeds. What else did I buy? Oh, a couple of hanging planters. I'll show you my garden as it gets going. And that bill was $65. That was, and not to mention, I don't know, maybe $500 to do the whole. I'm in this garden so far, and I still need more dirt. It's expensive. I know once you start, and then you start flowing, you start seeing results, and you only have to buy the raised beds once because they'll last, and you only have to buy the planters once. But man, it's expensive to start a garden. So fresh produce. Oh, and they're showing pictures of strawberries. Oh, and that's what I bought too. I bought a hanging strawberry plant from Lowe's a couple days ago. That's what the $65 bill that was. All right, number 10. Number 10 is name brands. Anything name brands people are starting to back off of. It probably means food and clothing and shoes, everything. So for me, if I wear black t-shirts, I don't care if it's a name brand black t-shirt. I just don't care. Now, some name brands, we've talked about this before, better quality. My friend, same friend I talked about a minute ago, she had some generic shoes and they were just hurting her feet. Sometimes you have to buy good, so she went and bought some Skechers. Sometimes you got to buy good quality items, and sometimes it's going to cost you, and sometimes it's going to be a name brand, good quality item. And I think that's worth it. A good, comfortable pair of shoes is important over price sometimes, a lot of times. So, but people are opting out of name brands. Oh, let me see. I didn't continue. Let's see. Name brands. Let's see what Debbie K is skipping to big brands and going to dollar store for items like vinegar and baking soda. Okay, so she's talking about food name brands. I'm with that. Jane is dropping name brands like Hellman's and Cloverleaf in lieu of store brands like Walmart's Our Finest. Juanita now buys store brands exclusively, in addition to going to the store for less, opting for delivery to avoid making impulse purchases. I don't know. My sister doesn't do delivery, but she does where she'll place an order and pull in the Walmart and they load it in her car. I actually like going to the grocery store, so I don't want delivery. I enjoy it. So they're talking about mostly name brand foods and stuff. All right. Sales of store brand products went up 20% between 2019 and 2023. According to the Private Label Manufacturers Association, which called the increase a record success. Yeah, see, more people are going toward the non-name brand generic stuff and stepping away from the name brand stuff. It's crazy. I'm going to show you, if I can insert I took a photo at the store just now. A box of Cheez-Its was almost $8. I took a picture of it. I'm going to try to insert it. I think I can do that. But I'm like, a box of Cheez-Its. Well, Cheez-Its are good. They're fine. I like Cheez-Its. Almost 8, 7 something. Damn, there's no way. I know Walmart has generic Cheez-Its, a little cheaper. Almost a lot cheaper, actually. But, yeah, name brands are not a must. I know a lot of us get on autopilot, and what we bought for the last 20 years, we're still buying. We got to stop and think. If generic will work and generic's cheaper and save a few bucks, I say we go generic. I can't do generic ketchup, though. All right, so that's number 10. Okay, so what would you guys, what's your favorite product, like, that you can't live without? Like, and how much would it have to go up for you to say, I'm not getting it? I'll give you my example. All right, this Dr. Pepper here, right? It's my friend Terry. She actually watches the videos sometimes. Hey, Terry. So her thing is Dr. Pepper, and it can't be 2 liters. It can't be cans. It's got to be in these bottles, and they come in little 6-packs. You know, that's not the frugalest thing on the planet. She's, I don't care. As long as I'm working, I'm buying Dr. Pepper. I always laugh. But yeah, she makes the money she does. And to be fair, she does shop the sales and buys enough for the next sale. I mean, she knows what she's doing. And Terry, if you're seeing this video, put in the comments, like, how high would this go where you would just bail and say, okay, I'm not doing it anymore? Like, is it $15 a 6-pack? Would you pay that? Or do you like, I don't care, I'm still going to pay it? Like, I'm curious on what's the highest price you're willing to pay for one of your favorite items? You know what I mean? I'd be curious. Like, if my favorite item was cheesecake, and Walmart had this amazing cheesecake, and it was $10 or $15, would I pay 20? Would I pay 22? Like, how high would I go for my favorite item? Maybe you're going to pay whatever it takes. You love it. I don't care. But a lot of people are bailing on stuff that used to be their favorites because it's just not worth the price anymore. But I'm curious. Terry, really answer in the comments if you're watching. I'm curious. All right, so number 11. Let's go number 11 here. Number 11 of things that people no longer buy and what they're doing instead. Okay, this says it all. Number 11, a little bit of everything. They're stopping buying everything. Let's get some quotes from some of the people they interviewed. Chris won't buy anything that isn't completely essential, explaining basically sucking it up and relearning to do without for the time being. That's what a lot of people are doing. Pamela is swapping salmon for alternatives like imitation crab, but changing shopping habits has not been easy. It's difficult to maintain the lifestyle that I worked 45 years to obtain. With the cost of everything going up, I'm considering a part-time job. Donna B is letting go of salmon. Donna B is letting go of salon quality hair and makeup products and opting for drugstore brands and just generally buying fewer products. Donna tells them, it's impossible to keep up with daily living expenses. My salary has gone down, and I'm a homeowner that lives alone, and my heating bill just sitting over the edge this winter. Yeah, man, these are all the problems. I can relate to a lot of what these people are saying. Niall swapped out an expensive skincare product. I haven't really noticed the difference, except that some of the lesser price products work just as well, Niall says. Yeah, talking about generic again. Brenda let go of non-essentials like bathroom spray. I'm 80, widowed, and now afraid. I no longer leave the house except for groceries about every 10 days. When I shop, Walmart, I go early in the morning. I'm lucky because I like being a very happy hermit. I have lots to keep me busy at home with my 2 16-year-old teacup Yorkies, Brenda said. Oh, I like Brenda. Brenda's cool. Teacup Yorkies. The things are tiny. But yeah, people are cutting back on everything. Oh, and then I want to add number 12, and then I'll show you a little prices on some of this stuff. On number 12, anything potato chip, Doritos, Funyuns, any of that stuff has gone. First of all, shrinkflation has they're making those portion sizes way smaller. Like a potato chip bag is now like 25% air, 40% air. Like you feel it toward the bottom, like, oh, there's some chips in there somewhere, and it's just all air. I love trying new foods, like or new drinks. Actually, they have a I think it's a blackberry Dr. Pepper, and I'm not a big soda drinker, but that sounds pretty good. I want to try that, but I'm not gonna pay $2.79 to try it. But they had flaming hot Funyuns. You know how they have flaming hot Cheetos. Well, I'm like, man, I don't really. I like Funyuns, okay. But flaming hot Funyuns, let me try that. So I come in my office, I put it on my list. So next time I was at Walmart, I remembered to go. I went there, man. They were five something. No, I guess I'm not gonna try. Not gonna try them. But I actually found. It's in my cabinet now. I should have brought it. I found generic flaming hot Funyuns for $1.99. So it's a generic brand, but it was way below half price of the Frito-Lay brand or whatever. So yeah, anything to do with chips, take a look at this video. See, here's the bag of generic I got for $1.99 instead of buying the name brand for $5 something. I haven't tried them yet, but I'd rather do the generic and save over 50% off. even look at the price of Doritos anymore. Yeah, it's party size. Cheesy Poofs, $5.94. Potato chips, $5.94. Yeah, and even if you go generic, okay, so if you buy Lay's, you see how much those are, right? Even if you go generic, it's still all air. You're paying a lot of money for not a lot of chips. I've seen Doritos as high as $7 before. So, and they do go on sale. I saw them recently for 2 for $6. That's a decent sale. If I was a big Dorito person, I would stock up. But to pay regular price for this stuff, it's way too high. Way too high. All right, that's all I got for you. What have you guys just? I'm gonna do without, or I'm gonna substitute this for that. What are you guys seeing out there? And are you? And how's the egg prices in your area? Are they starting to go down? I'm hearing they are. Let me know if you like the video. Please subscribe, hit a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the comments. And thank you so much for watching.